It's Bobbbaaaay, and we back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Purpose in the Youth podcast with your favorite bearded man, the one, the only Bobbbaaaay. Today on the show, I got my man Trevor Wallace.
Hey.
What's going on, my
What
man?
up, GoPro?
How you doing?
Doing good, man. Excited to be here. Happy, tired. I have so many emotions at all times.
A lot going on?
Yeah, I feel like my mind is like bipolar, but in a good way.
In a good way?
People hear the word bipolar and they're like, oh shit, he's fucked up. But it's like, I just feel like in a good way. Like I'll be like happy and then I'll get like attacks like, hey, I can't do this. Like there's so many things constantly thrown at me that it's like all good, but you know.
You just have to balance it.
Exactly.
And you're a comedian, so I mean, I feel like that's part of the role of balancing all these emotions.
Pretty much.
Who is Trevor Wallace today, though? How young is he?
Trevor Wallace is 25 years. That sounds weird. I sound like I'm writing my autobiography. I'm 25 years old. A lot of people think I'm like 20 though.
Okay.
Like some girl tweeted at me the other day. There's a website called famousbirthdays.com. Didn't know I was on that.
I definitely came across that.
Didn't know I was on that.
Researching
I was
for this.
stoked I was on that. They tweeted me like happy birthday on my birthday. I was like, yo,
This
do
is
I get
dope.
to like cut lines in bottle service? Like I'm famous, you know? I'm not. Anyways. But some girl screenshot it, then circled the age and was like, when you find out he's not 20. And I was like, what? Like,
Damn.
I don't like, that's not, if it was like, I was like 35, that'd be weird.
Yeah.
But like, that's like 5 years.
25 to 20. That's
yeah, like,
come on.
I don't know why she was mind blown. I almost want to find that.
I think she was trying to just catch some attention or something.
I was like, first of all, like, that's not even.
Let's pump the brakes a little bit.
I was like, I'd look young though. And like, casting directors have told me like, yeah, you could play like they didn't say douchey, but they said you could play like the jock-ish type on a high school show.
Okay. Which
is great because I don't play sports. So, like, throw me in, coach. I'm down, you know?
That's interesting.
But 25.
25.
Looking young.
You're killing it, man. And I'm excited to kind of get into this whole world that you're in and just the content you've been pushing out. But before any of that, where did you grow up?
So I was originally born in Naperville, Illinois.
Naperville, Illinois.
But moved when I was 2. Not like on my own, like with family. Because my dad was working out there, but my mom's from California. She hated the cold.
Oh, she said gave me radon back.
Yeah, well, my mom's from California, so she was like.
North or southern?
North.
Okay.
In, like Sunnyvale.
Wow, where is that? Sacramento, San Fran?
It's like.
San Jose?
Yeah, it's by San Jose. It's
Okay.
like tech capital, like very nerdish.
Okay.
But anyway, so it was like this. I don't even know like how my parents met. Like, is that weird? That's kind of weird. Like I do, but I don't. No, they were working together, they're working together in San Diego. Unimportant. But anyway, so they're in Ohio. They make me out there. No, they were in.
They make you.
And God damn it, man. See, Thursdays is when like the brain is like, you know when you get that notification on your phone, like 20% battery left?
Yes.
Like that's what Thursday is. My brain is on 20%. So they had me in Illinois. That's where I was born. Mom didn't like the cold. Then we moved out here, actually to Ventura County. And that's why when I saw Nolan Smith on there. Yeah, so we grew up like 15 minutes away from each other in this town called Camarillo. That's where I was born. But it's in Ventura County. So I spent from 2 until 18 until I went off to college in Camarillo.
That was nice and warm for you guys then.
Yeah, it was right by the beach. It was great.
Okay, so that, man, when you're coming from the East Coast, growing up out there, and you're dealing with those like 4 seasons, bro, let me tell you, it is a completely different world to now living out here. February, I got sunburned yesterday. Or 2 days ago, I was like, dude, how am I getting sunburned in 60-degree weather?
Right.
I mean, it doesn't help that I'm Irish as hell, but
yeah,
yo,
I feel you, man. I used to have really red hair as a kid. I used to be like full ginger, and I don't know what happened, but God was like slowly gave me my soul back.
Change them up a little bit.
Yeah, because it's fucked up because like my hair color isn't red, but on my license it says auburn. Like, just pick a side.
Yeah.
Like, don't. Like, cause
don't you get to fill that out? Don't you?
I think my mom did at like birth. I don't see. There's a lot of questions I have unanswered. You know what the fucked up part is? Guess what my middle name is?
I don't.
Auburn.
Auburn.
Yeah. So literally on my license, this shit says Auburn. Is it Trevor Auburn Wallace? And then hair color AUB.
Auburn. Damn.
I think literally the DMV fucked up, and then my mom called, and she's like, "Hey, you put both," and they're like, "All right, that'll be a $25 fee to fix it," and she's like,
"We're just gonna let it be." Trevor's gonna have to deal with this as he gets older.
So I understand the struggle of sunburns, but I used to always go to the beach, and then I don't know.
Speaking of struggles, did you have any major struggles growing up, like at all?
Yeah, but they're like normal white struggles, you know? Like I have friends that are like, oh, I grew up with, I shared a room with like me and my three brothers and this and that. And like I lived a pretty normal, nice life. Like struggle for me was like I was a young kid in the group, always hanging out. Yeah. So I was like the intern, if you may, of like the group. So I always got picked on, but I like that looking back because you get bullied, it builds character. I was just watching Chris Rock's special Tambourine last night, just came out. Fucking amazing. He's so incredible. Good. But he's talking about in it like how kids need to be bullied because when you grow up, now you have tougher skin. Yeah. Because when you're not bullied, like you are just getting prepared for the real world. And that's why like back then I was like, this fucking sucks. Like I'd never always get picked last in kickball and like people throw rocks at me. But like, oh my God. But that's what builds character. Because if you can take a rock being thrown at you, like when you're like playing like
they're actually throwing rocks at you like boulders.
I mean like we were like paintball a lot as a kid, but they're just like sometimes throw that. But like if you can like push through that, then like your boss bitching at you about an email, you're like, bro, I've taken a boulder to the face. Like I don't give a fuck.
I'm good.
So I like the fact that like just like struggles like that, just being like a young kid always hanging out with the older group. But like I felt cooler in that situation. Yeah. Because, like, if the older kids co-sign you, you're like...
You're the real deal.
Yeah,
you're like... talking to the kids that were 2 years older than you, you walked around school like you were the hot shot.
Do you want to be the starting point guard for a shitty team, or do you want to be on the bench for an NBA championship?
Yeah.
I was on the bench. I was the bench player for the Cavs,
you know? Baby.
You still get the ring. You still get the ring. You still reap the benefits of it.
Yeah.
You go to a club, I play for the Cavs. Girl's like, wait, what?
What?
So...
You play for the Cavs?
Right. I think that's how basketball works. But, that was pretty much only struggle. I hated school, but like
not a fan at all.
Everybody has that like, I sucked at school. Now I'm famous. You know that kind of story. I don't think I sucked at school. I just didn't like it.
I don't think anybody truly loves it. Right. I mean, I look back on it and I definitely didn't fully enjoy it, but now I think back to the lessons I learned and the work ethic, and it kind of connects dots and it kind of makes sense. Did you have any brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I have an older sister. She's 2 years older. Lives in the Bay Area. In San Francisco.
Did she slap you around growing up, or
no?
She was kind of easy on
you. We were just like not super close, but like we were cool. Like we're just like very normal. Like a lot of my friends, they had older brothers and they would kick their ass. But like I was always hanging out with these friends, and this was before. God, I sound like a fucking old head. But like this is before cell phones and shit. But like we literally would play out front like every day, like growing up. Like we would play this thing called backyard baseball, and we'd play in between these two houses because it kind of had like a field setup. So we'd play out there. But I would just hang out with them, and then me and my sister were cool, but. It wasn't until like high school that we really became like cooler with each other. Yeah. When she came around, because she was really smart, and then like in high school she started like.
You weren't the smart one.
I mean, nah. I don't know. See, I just didn't care. I just didn't like it. When I needed to be smart, I could be. So
you just did what you had to do to get by.
Yeah, like literally the reason I went to college, in my mind, this might be different than my mom's, but like. So I was a sophomore or a freshman, and my sister was a first-year student at Cal Poly. The university?
Cal Poly. That's where Madeline went, actually,
in San Luis Obispo. So I went up there to visit her for a week, and when I was like, I'd be 16 or 17, and I went and just my jaw dropped. Like, just so many babes, like you saw. Just so much fun. Like we went in for some orientation, but my sister like knew people, so I went out to a party with her that night, and I was like, "Yo, you guys get to do this every weekend."
Yeah, a little taste of college.
So I bumped all my C's up to B's, got in at a state school. I was like, "Let's go, baby!" So I made like the bare minimum because I only got into a few colleges, but like enough.
You still went though.
Yeah, still went.
And you ended up going to San Jose State.
Yeah, San Jose State.
How was that environment for you?
Honestly, like it was. So I feel like I had a very basic mindset. Like for colleges, I wanted to go to a football school and I wanted to go to a party school. It's like
those go together. You know what I mean? You go to the right football with the
There's
party.
There's not a school that sucks at partying, but great football. You know, it's, so I got in at San Jose State, Northridge, and ASU.
Arizona State?
Yeah, Arizona State. You know what's fucked up? Guess where I didn't get in? Have you heard of Chico State?
No.
Dude, it's the most. It's like a community college with like one smart. No, it's a real college. It's a state school, but it's like a joke school, and I didn't get in there for some fucked up reason.
I didn't get into my safety school, like the school that you think that like you're gonna get in and didn't get in.
But I had 3 friends that ended up going to Chico State, and it's like just a huge party school in California. And all 3 of them, one has a kid, one guy's still there, and the other guy dropped out freshman year. So I was like, it's a blessing in disguise that
you didn't actually go.
So it's nice because what I liked about San Jose, it was in a big city.
Yep.
So was like 1 million people that live over there. And I was like, oh, that's a perfect stepping stone from here to LA.
Yeah.
So it was a nice city. They had football. They were trash, but whatever. I joined a fraternity out there, and it was a lot of fun.
Oh, I bet.
So, like...
And you already knew going in there that eventually you wanted to make it to LA?
I wanted to do something entertainment, but so it was kind of cool because they had a major that was called Radio, TV, and Film.
Radio, TV, and Film.
Yeah,
okay.
RTVF.
And I was just calling it entertainment.
Right. But that's what was dope because, like, I had no fucking idea what I wanted to do, but I was like, I'll figure it out. I'll pick a lane because in the beginning I was super radio heavy. Then I was like, wait, radio's going to die out. And then I was like, okay, then screenwriting. And I really like screenwriting. And then I was like, oh, film, what? Then I really like the stuff behind the... And that's when Vine started coming out. And I started making a bunch of Vines and stuff. And I got, like, a little bit of attention because, like, one of my Vines did big. And, like, people were treating me different on campus. And I was like, bro...
Because they knew who you were?
Yeah. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Really?
Now you want to talk to me?
Really?
Yeah.
Just from that?
Look, it did, I think it did, 17 million loops or it was, like, views. And
so
then,
you started your Vine without any intention of
I was
comedy
doing
at the time. You weren't fully like passionate with comedy.
No, I was because the
Okay.
first time I ever did stand up, I was 17.
Okay.
So like I'd always had that background in me.
Okay.
So my friend told me about Vine, and he's like, "Dude, you got to do it." And I was like, "Nah, that shit sounds trash." And then I saw other people like making like funny videos, and I was like, "Dude, I can do that."
Yeah.
And then I kind of just made one, and then like slowly people on campus would be like, "Oh, dude, I watch your, that's funny. I watch your Vines." And then like it got to the point where like someone in my class was like, "Yo, did you make this Vine?" And I was like, "This is weird."
Yeah.
But I was like, I see how the internet kind of works, you know? So I kind of just did that.
You kept putting out the content.
Yeah, and it was dope because I was in a fraternity. So anytime I wanted to make a video, I'd be like, hey, yo, you, and you. Hey, help me with this idea real quick. And they're all down.
jump off this, do this. And everyone's like, all
bro.
right, let's do it.
Like, so that's kind of how did I get on the topic of that?
Kind of like the whole...
Oh, did I want to do entertainment going to college? That's
yeah,
right. So I just knew I wanted to do something entertainment. And then my junior year, I was like, I'm going to pick up a minor, get a minor in theater arts. So it's like the whole well-rounded, you know.
And didn't you end up starting a stand-up comedy club
so I was
there?
a part. So the club out there, it kind of like, I saw a posting for it, and it was like a club. And I never really thought I would ever do a club in college, but it was called like...
You wanted to be at the actual club.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It was called the San Jose... it was like starting a San Jose State stand-up club. And I was like, oh, shit, they got stand-up? So they hadn't really started it. They were like a meeting or two in. And I emailed the guy, and I was like, hey, I've been doing this for so many years, X and Y. I got this and that. And then the guy was like, oh, yeah, it's pretty much just like a glorified open mic. We just meet up and hang out and do shows. And I was like, oh, damn, that's sick.
I'm down.
So did that for like a year, and... that was really cool because it was like on campus. So I would like go there, work out some material, and then like go to the gym or something after.
Yeah.
And like that was like super convenient. And that like my senior year of college was when I was like actively hitting open mics after class. And
You were just constantly going in.
yeah, I
going.
would like, there was some days like, honestly, there was a point where I was like, okay, this is something I want to do after college, and this is something I'm going to do after college. So I had to make it a goal. I was like, I won't drink this weekend if I don't do an open mic. So it started at one a week. I was like, okay, one a week as like a not like a chore list, but like, okay,
You have to do
if
it.
you don't
It's
do
part-
it, you're
it's
not
part
going
of
to
the
drink.
to-do list.
Yeah, you're not going to party. And then that one turned into 2, and then up to 3. And then I was just like, oh, because, you know, once you hang out in the scene, people are like, oh, I'm going here on Thursday. What are you doing? Oh, I'm going here. So I kind of just...
You got yourself in the environment.
Yeah, but that's a great way to start as something is like, you know, step by step. Because if I was like... Because if somebody told me, hey, in 2 years, you're going to be doing stand-up like every night in the week, you'd be like, oh, shit. Like, what happened to my life?
Yeah.
But like...
It's a build.
Yeah, exactly. So you would kind of like just acclimate and just get, you know, more. You slowly work your way into it. But that was a good way, and I thought it was kind of funny because I'd be like, all right, you got to hit it open mic or something. But you got to hold yourself to some precedent or some, you know, something.
If I'm not gonna do this, I'm not drinking this weekend, and I have to hold myself to it.
Right, which is a funny way to set goals.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes that's what you got to do.
That is true.
You have to like find something that you know you value in your life, and at that time you're in college. Like what, you know, like
that's
part of
exactly.
the experience.
Yeah,
I hate to break it to people, but that's the truth. That is
really,
the college experience.
100%. That's
So
why I
it's
went to
like-
college.
Exactly.
So yeah, that was dope. And then after I graduated, I just moved. I maybe went home for like 2 weeks, and I just moved straight to LA and had 2 internships in entertainment.
What do you think changed the most about you in that 4 years, from the 18-year-old to the 22-year-old that walked out?
Knowing that comedy was foreseeable in that it was very like plausible, like very like this could happen.
Was it because you were doing stand up so much? Was it because of Vine?
Stand up, Vine was cool because like it was a very small scale of what happens when you do something right and kind of like the benefits of it. Like it was cool because I had probably put out like 20 Vines before the one popped off. And that was a good learning lesson because it's like, okay, cool. Now, and that's what, I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about this later, but like my advice to anyone making videos right now is like, you don't want your first one to pop off. Yeah. You want your videos later on to get big. That way, when they click your page, they go, oh, this guy's been making shit for months. Why haven't I been following him? Yeah. So that was cool with Vine because it showed the hard work paid off. And then once that video got big, all my other ones slowly rose with it. So it was just cool to see like, oh, you are funny. You know your kind of your lane, and if you do it with consistency, good things will happen. Yeah. And it was just fun. And like towards the end of the year, I was just doing like really fun gigs. I got to perform at the San Jose Improv, like maybe my like 15th or 20th time ever doing stand up. Wow. And it's like
that's a big place.
It's huge. It used to be a theater for plays, and then they just turned it into a comedy club. It's like the Hollywood Improv. So all the improvs around there, and there's one in San Jose. Yep. And a guy I met at an open mic booked a show there, and I told him, I was like, hey man, I'd love to do a show sometime. And I'm in a fraternity, so I could bring all my boys out. So his eyes probably just lit up with green.
He's like, money.
Yeah,
money,
because
sold.
That's why a lot of promoters in comedy love new comics, because they have a lot of friends that go, oh, I heard Trevor's doing stand-up. We got to see him. So you can burn out your friends easy by stand-up shows, but when they've never seen you and they hear you do it, I probably brought like 50 people to my first show. Of course. All fraternity and like sorority friends.
They're like, Trevor's doing a show.
Yeah,
oh my God,
exactly.
He made it.
Exactly. And I was not ready at all. Yeah, I probably had 10 minutes of just straight trash. But like that dude was like, oh, hell yeah, 50 people, and like I don't have to kick this guy any money. Like, so I kept doing his show just because I'd bring people a lot. Yeah. And that was dope. And then at like the end of this year, I got to perform at like the Greek talent show for like 600 people. Wow. I was shitting myself, bro. But the thing was the fraternity hosting it wasn't mine, so I didn't really care.
You didn't care at all.
But the show went really well, and they had a party that night. So when I went, I was like, it was like, oh my God, the bit about your dad and your mom. And like that's when I had like this like feeling of
like a celebrity.
Dude. I was like, wow, this is fucking sick.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to talk to you.
Exactly.
You're the center of the show.
College was great because it was a very small scale of what can happen if you actively
continue to keep at it.
So that I think college was cool just because it, it's weird to say like, oh, if I didn't do college, I wouldn't have done this or that or whatever. But I think it just kind of all worked out. I met the right people, and the right people kind of were around me when I was making videos and doing stand-up and all that stuff. And it kind of just formed enough confidence for me to go out to LA. Yeah.
And like you said, you don't want your first video to pop off. Mm-hmm. And at the time, you don't want to become the biggest comedian because you still have to figure out like what's my lane, what content am I supposed to be, like what's my character supposed to become. Yeah. So you end up moving to LA. What's that process like for you? What's like you get here, what's the plan?
So I almost said booked. I booked 2 internships. So I lined up 2 internships right before I moved here. Okay. Both unpaid, but I had been saving up all senior year working at a Costco. Let's go, Costco. Costco with the free samples.
Check it for the free samples.
That would be my lunch, was going around to all the other vendors. Yeah. Because like so I worked not at Costco, but I worked at a kiosk inside of a Costco. Yeah. It was like me and 5 of my other fraternity bros all worked at this place. At the
same place.
Yeah. So it was kind of tight because one guy got hired, so he put all of us on. Yeah. And we would just. But it sucked because we work alone. But there'd be like a 30-minute period where our shifts would merge. And you're like, what's up, bro? Then we'd just walk around. And then you just become friends with other vendors. And like you would just get free food. Yeah. And like it was a random ass job, but it paid like really well for what we were doing. Yeah,
they're always good with their employees. I know that for a fact.
So I saved up while working at this fucking kiosk. It was called Bay Home and Window. And we did like windows and blinds and all that shit. Window treatments to be proper. God, that job, I fucking hated it. But so I did that, saved up money, then moved out here, 2 internships. They were both unpaid. One of them was at the place I currently am at, and one of them was at the Groundlings, which is an improv theater with a bunch of people like Will Ferrell have come out of it. So it's like very, in the improv like comedy world, it's like very like,
it's known.
You either do that or you go to Second City in Chicago. Like it's one of those like bunch of people like Heidi Gardner, who just got on SNL, came out of there. Bunch of people. What's her name? God, I forget her real name, but Floyd from the Progressive commercials. Flo. Stephanie Courtney, that's her real name. Stephanie Courtney, she came out of there. So many, like, every commercial break you like see, you'll probably see someone from there. Like, it's like crazy.
So it's a real deal.
Yeah, so I was interning there because I thought I was pretty much just their bitch though. Like I literally, they'd be like, "Hey, could you touch up the site?" Which is just like the wall, and you just paint it up. But that was cool because I met some people in that. But and then I was at a place called All Def Digital. I don't know if you're familiar.
I've heard. I think I came across them when I was doing the research.
So
for this.
they're kind of like a BuzzFeed, very big digital media type of place. Yeah. And I started as a writer's assistant there early on. And then worked my way, and the social media team needed help, so I did that. And then I've just been helping out with social media,
which already clearly is gonna come back to you. It's because it's training for you. You're seeing what's working, what's not working on other people's budgets. You see that this content is hitting. I'm just gonna translate and create this as my own.
And I think that's why I was able to look at the internet and say, why does it work for this company? Why does it work for that video? What can I do? And like, I know way too much about social media. It's fucking nuts, but it's good having, because like a lot of comedians are terrible at social media. A lot of stand-up comics, you know, and it's just like simple stuff. And I was like, dude, I could just help this guy so much. And I've gotten gigs just by helping out older comics. Like there's like veteran comics who are like headline all over, but they don't know how to post a fucking tweet with the link for the tickets. And they're like, hey, help me manage my social media and I'll get you on some shows. And I'm like,
you're giving the value to them.
Exactly. So you meet in the middle. You get the stage time and the club owner, and then you just bring social media. So like it's weird to say like that was a big job right out of college, but like
you got to have obviously the talent, but to a certain point, if you can take advantage of the internet, like, and create this content that you know is going to go viral.
Exactly.
You're done deal.
That's why I don't get like enough people are using the internet. And I think the people that are using the internet are doing it very well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you get big in the rap game right now. Yeah. If you're still passing out mixtapes in Venice Beach, the fuck you doing, dude?
I laugh when I see these cats and they're like, can I get $5? I'm like, dude, listen, let me just tell you, the internet is free.
Right. I just want to be like, here's $5. Fucking go to Starbucks, get free Wi-Fi, buy yourself a coffee, go on SoundCloud,
and upload this and get it rolling.
But it's like the internet is how you make like every rapper that's popped off. You do like a lot of rap?
Yeah, I listen to a lot of hip hop, pop, R&B,
all that. Yeah. So like you just, especially when I'm on social media all day, like you see like the progression of these guys. Like Lil Pump, Lil Pump was a meme at one point.
Yeah,
because he was big in Florida, big enough. Somebody outside of Florida saw him with a picture of him like a gun in his mouth. As like a meme, somebody posted it joking, and now Gucci Gang got number 3 on Billboard. It's like the internet is what makes you. So the internet gives you the shot, and then it's your chance to keep it afloat. It's your chance. You got to keep adding oil to the candle.
Yeah.
So they give you your shot, and then you keep fueling it.
Do you think you're better off just creating very? I don't want to say. On-brand content, like, are you supposed to try to find ways of creating like that meme of yourself, or are you supposed to just stay in your lane? You're a comedian, obviously. You create stuff that makes people laugh, but is somebody else out there who's making music? Are they supposed to just make content that's for the music, or are they supposed to make something that they know is going to go viral?
That's tricky because that quick stuff, like I said, when your first video pops off, you'll get the spotlight, but how long? You know, like. It's hard, especially on music, because if you do something like that, or like your video gets big because of a dance challenge, like it's hard. Like
you're known as that. Oh, that's the guy that got viral.
Remember the two kids, Ayo and Teo, the Rolly song. I didn't want that roll.
Yeah,
that's their song. But when people go to their Spotify to see what else they've done, there's nothing.
Yeah,
and it's shitty because now the next song, whatever they put out, has to compete with that.
Yeah,
so it's hard. And then there's dudes like, I'm trying to think, like. It's tricky. I mean,
I think a small majority are able to swing it.
Yeah,
are able to.
Some people can't
take
do
it
that.
And keep running with it. And the other are going to be known as that person.
Exactly.
And it's going to be tougher for
hard.
them to
like
bounce
Designer,
back.
Same thing. He kind of got pigeonholed in that. But I do think like true talent does eventually shine through.
Yeah.
But it's hard when you see guys like fucking Boom Gang. He just blows up and now he's like making music and you're like, but he's trash.
Yeah.
So it's hard when you see that. And you're like, oh, I'm supposed to be patient. Oh, I'm supposed to make music for years and years and years before I get 1,000 plays. And this guy's out there doing it.
Yeah.
So that's what's hard. And it's more of just like a dignity thing on yourself. Because you'll just look at yourself like, fam, what am I doing?
What's the long play of it? The short term, you're going to hit those numbers. It's going to spike up.
Yeah.
But then are you going to be able to grab hold of all that opportunity?
So, yeah, I think it's seeing the long end of the goal is a big, big thing.
What do you think the formula is to make people laugh? Because you do it all the time. You create some.
I think relatability and truth. I think I wrote that in something recently. Relatability and truth, because one of the best things I like about my stand-up is it's different, and it's not like it's not like, oh, relationships, my dick, this bitch, you know, whatever. It's more observational. And like I've had this where I'll like say something and then I'll hear in the crowd someone go, oh, man, that's so true. Like they don't even laugh, they just agree.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like how some guys like Chris D'Elia and Sebastian Maniscalco, another beast. If you don't know him, check him out. It's like just telling people information that's right under their nose already. Because if you're telling something about like, yo, why does this place do that? And then people are like, oh shit, I see that every day, but don't think about that. So I think relatability and truth, because the truth is sometimes just what people need to hear for a joke. And like, that's what Chris Rock is amazing about.
Yeah.
And you know, it's hard for me to walk up there and have some like crazy wild stance. And they're like, what the fuck have you been through? And, like,
what have you been through?
Yeah, you know, Chris Rock has been doing all this and he's so established. He can say whatever. Say with Bill Burr. They can say whatever the fuck and people will listen. So it's hard for me as a younger comic to be like, here's my voice. Yeah. So that's why I kind of talk about myself and my observations.
I also like that a lot of your stuff is current. You've been doing like the Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah.
That stuff's hilarious. Or the about like the LA rain. And are we gonna die? Is Whole Foods still open?
Yeah, and that's what I like about videos versus stand-up doing topical stuff. Because if something's topical today on the internet, people are searching for it. So you shoot it, rush, put it up there, and then it's done. Yeah. It's not like you have to act out that video later on.
It's there.
You know, you're just doing it. And then it's out there, and then the internet takes its hold. Yeah. And then if it goes viral overnight, boom, you get that viral wave. Yeah. But if you do topical material and stand-up, like I saw Marlon Wayans maybe like 3 months ago at the Ha Ha in North Hollywood, and he was still doing a joke about like, but you guys heard this shit about Designer, that song Panda, and I was like, bro, like,
oh man, that's gone.
And that's why, like, for him and some people in the crowd, you know, they were laughing. He definitely got laughs. I'm not shitting on him, but it's just like when you do topical stuff, you put yourself in an expiration date. So that's why I like to do stuff about my life that's never gonna expire. Yeah, or whatever. So that's why I like videos doing topical, because you do it and you just put it out there.
And it stays
there.
Yeah,
it's out. It's done. Versus doing it every night on stage. I mean, definitely there's some topical stuff you can do, but
you try to stay away from that and tell your truth. Yeah, but and something that's not going to change in 2 years.
And generally, if it's topical, there's other people talking about it. Like, there's very few comics out there that have a fresh take on Trump. Yeah. So maybe it's just a comic thing, but when you see another comic up there and he's like, here's what I have to say about Trump, we're like, oh, we've been fucking waiting for your opinion. Yeah. Go ahead, let us hear it. So that's why when you do stuff that's true to you, people can't hate, because it's like, oh, he's bullshitting, or he took that from somebody else. It's like, no, that's like my family.
It's like the 8 Mile at the end of the movie when he's calling himself out. And
exactly.
And the guy's left, what am I supposed to say to this?
Exactly.
He just called himself out on
That's why I like doing topical online, because when it's trending, it hits hard and everybody's searching for it. And then when it's not trending, they're good. Like one of my first videos that ever kind of got big, I did a parody on Salt Bae.
On Salt Bae.
Yeah, you know him, right? Mm-hmm. So I did a parody on him, When You're Broke, and World Star ended up picking it up. So that was tight. And now if I posted it today, people would be like, yo, you lit as fuck. Like, what is this? So that's a great example on topical stuff. Everybody's talking about this dude. Everybody's seeing his face around. And then you make a parody on something like that.
And it's documented showing when you've released. So this is 3 years old.
Exactly.
We know this was relevant to when he was actually.
Exactly. So I like doing topical stuff, topical videos, just because, like I said, you just put it out there. You don't have to do anything. Yeah. You know,
it's a strategy, man.
So yeah.
Talk to me about how Bryson came to life.
Okay. That's Bryson's his own little beast. It's just, oh my God. Honestly, like, let me get some water before I get into this.
That video, I literally have probably watched it 5 times in the last 2 days showing these guys. And yo, that shit is hilarious.
So Bryson is, honestly, let me start off with saying this. I did not expect it would do any numbers at all. At all. I was going to put it up because I was trying to, before that video, I was trying to do like, post a video every other week or something, just for some consistency. Stay consistent. And I was about to go to Bakersfield with my friend to go watch him play baseball. He played for some team out there. And I was like, oh, I'm shopping real quick. I'll meet up with you. And then I was walking past the store which was Zoomies. And I used to go there all the time in high school. I used to shop, get the
did
diamond,
too.
the hundreds
Yeah,
t-shirts. So like I knew the
fit.
characters, and I hadn't been to this was in my hometown. I hadn't been there in a while. And I'm walking, I was looking for white Vans, high tops to be specific. And I'm walking past, and this dude working at Zoomies, he's like, "Hey bro, come here." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Maybe does he like know me from something, or did we go to high school together?" So I get closer, and then he's like, "Come here." Like literally like probably like
kissing distance?
within arm's distance, like from me to my elbow. And he leans in, and he goes, "We're having a dope deal today." And then he went like this, like with like the grand finale. Like what angered me about it is he just thought like that was like the grand finale. Like,
Yeah.
And then I just walked away, and I was like, dude, what is fucking wrong with this guy? And then I went straight to my car, and then just fucking around, recorded the first one in the car. And so I recorded the first one in the car, and that was like, the title was like, "Every Zoomies employee ever." And then it was just like a minute. And it was just like, it was on my third take. It was just like, I did it. I was like, yeah, whatever. Oh, okay, that'll be funny. Did it again. I think I like messed up. Third take, just a minute through, up, just saved it. And then like when I got back from Bakersfield that night, I put the borders on it and put it up on Monday. Overnight, did like 1 million. I was like, what the fuck?
Overnight.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's when I was like, whoa. And that's where like comedy for me, like the whole relatability thing. It was a nostalgia thing, I think, for this, because a lot of people used to shop at Zoomies. Like,
100%.
they grew up
right
shopping.
there
Right so
there.
when they see that name, it's that nostalgic, like, oh man, I remember we used to, and then, so.
Yeah.
So that one did well. And then we're like, it's like 3 days later, and that video is creeping up on like 2 million. And I was like, dude, I got to do a follow-up video. I got to do something. I've never hit a mill. Yeah, I've never hit a mill. So that Saturday, I was like, all right, I'll do a follow-up video. So then I drive to the Zoomies in Culver City at the Westfield Mall. Mm-hmm. And I was just going to go in there and just film like as a character and just like get in real sly, get in,
keep
get
it
out.
low key.
Yeah. I walk in there, and then the lady working recognized me from that video. So it worked out to my advantage because she goes, you ever hear somebody talking about you, but they're talking about you, but they're trying to be she's trying to keep it low key. Yeah. So I'm looking at some clothes, just like trying to get some ideas. And she goes, "I think that's a comedian. Go ask if he's a comedian." And then like 3 people walk up, they're like, "Hey, dude, are you the guy that makes like the videos about us?" And I was like, yeah,
that's me.
And I was like, yeah, honestly, I just came in here to like shoot like a follow-up video. I just wanted to like do some in-store shit. Is that cool? And they're like, yeah, dude, we thought it was
great for the brand because you're making people talk about
that.
Zoomies.
And like they thought it was funny because I thought like they would all hate me.
Yeah.
Like that's what I thought the biggest thing would be. So I filmed that there. They were super dope. They were like super like cool. Went home, edited that, put that out on Monday, and that one just fucking went crazy.
It went crazy.
Yeah. So that's when I was like, I have something.
Yeah.
But the character Bryson is kind of a mixture of things. So I was filming a pilot back then, and a character I was playing was Bryson. It was like this corny white dude who like listened to Bryson Tiller and thought he was Bryson Tiller type of deal. Mm-hmm. So I had that name just in my head, just 'cause I was working on that. And that kind of voice kind of came from me and my buddy Alec. Whenever we'd have like subs in high school, we'd always fuck with them and like change our voice. Cause like this guy is like just he's just one of those guys that like, if he did stand up, he would be so much funnier than me. But he's just one of those guys who's just like fucking just super tatted and just like, he's like, oh, I'm cool. Just going to bars every weekend. It's fucking hilarious. Yeah. But, so we would just like mess with these subs, and then like we just mess with the teachers, and we had this really weird like history teacher called Mr. Dowden, and he talked with a draw, and he would always talk to this one girl. He'd always sit her up front, kind of creepy. And the girl's name was Abby, and he'd be like, "Okay, now Abby, I gotta tell you to stay after today, now Abby." So we would like mock his voice. That's how it started. And then when subs would come in, we'd like fuck around with different voices.
Wow.
And then it kind of I just merged this Zoomies character that I kind of, when I went to the store and he did that, "Oh, we're having a great deal."
Yeah.
I just thought of that guy mixed with the voice from high school and the name Bryson because I was working on that pilot.
And you just put it all together.
Just put it all together and just riffed. I'd like never write any of it. I kind of just go into the store and just like whatever
whatever pops in your head.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of how it came about. And I mean, I almost didn't even upload the one in the store. I looked at my roommate. I was like, "Yo, is this corny?" Like, he's like, "Dude, just post it. It's funny."
Yeah.
But I mean, and that's another thing. I'm so like self-critical about my stuff I put out there. I'm like, is this?
Yeah, because you want to make sure that it's you like the content, right? Because once you upload it, That's there. That's part of your brand,
Yeah.
especially when you start to get something moving.
Exactly.
You need to co-sign and make sure like this is actually something I back. But
So-
also it shows that you don't know what piece could do it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You're debating upload
The
it.
shit that I think is the funniest is the stuff that flops the hardest.
Yeah.
Because, like, that Bitcoin video, the first one did pretty well. It got picked up by a bunch of sites. And I was like, yo, I'll make a follow-up. I shot it the next week. And I was like, yo, this is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Edited it. I posted it. And it was like, wah. And I was texting my roommate because he helped me with it. And he was in a little bit of it. I was like, bro,
Why isn't this-
there's got to be something. Like, is the Wi-Fi fucked up? Like, is there something going on? Like, why isn't this doing well? This is hilarious. So it's weird because, like, the internet dictates what's funny. Mm-hmm. And what you think is funny it doesn't always
necessarily make.
Yeah. So that's what I learned is, and then like I made a video the other night or like a month ago on the Tide Pods. Mm-hmm. I was like, this trend's already over.
It's already over.
I might as well just throw it up, catch the tail end of the trending thing.
Get people talking about it again.
And that shit did 6 million. I was like, bro, I fucking made this in my room on a Tuesday at 11 o'clock at night. And then
6 million.
Yeah, did 500,000 on my page, and then another publication page posted it, and it's at like 6.2 million. I was like, bro, I made this on my phone at like 11 o'clock at night, bored as shit.
Yo, that's incredible to think 6 million eyeballs saw a video just like that.
Yeah, and that's what's weird about it. And a guy who's helped me tremendously in my career, Kevin Fredericks, he's like, he has a pretty big following. He just told me, he's like, put something out every day. Because let's say you make a video on soccer balls or fucking dad hats, whatever. Sorry, blow up.
No, I don't give a damn.
Like,
go ahead.
You might not hit everybody, and it might flop, but like the 10 new followers you get that fucking love dad hats are there because of, as long as you're not losing followers.
It's always that small little
because
progress.
the more you post, the more people get used to your face, and then they just start to like you.
Yeah.
Right? Like Kevin Hart could smile on stage and get a laugh because people like Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
So it's that post consistently because they want to see your face type of deal, and just don't second guess it. And some of my biggest videos that I've second guessed, I just posted it and I was like, whatever, fuck it. And then it did 6 million. So
yeah, you got to just keep putting yourself out there, even though sometimes you feel like, am I posting too much? Am I forcing this down people's throats?
Forcing is, that's kind of, it's like sometimes you just make a video, you're like, did I make a video to try to hop on this trend? Or is this like in my voice? So just putting everything out there was like a great piece of advice.
Yeah.
Just to know that things are going to flop.
Yeah.
That way, they're good. It's good. You need flopping on videos is like bombing on stage. It's like you need to bomb on stage to be a good comedian.
You need to learn.
So you need to bomb just so you can not only get back, but figure out why it didn't work.
Yeah.
Go back to the club. Do that spot again.
What is, you're speaking about bombing on stage. You've talked about, clearly you've done this a bunch of times and getting up on stage. What's the most difficult part of going on stage? You're walking into a show. You got a couple coming up in this next couple weeks. How do you make sure that you don't bomb?
Start out with a joke that you know works. That's kind of like that's something I learned probably a few years ago just from some guys. Just like do a joke that you always know that works, just because it's not as risky. That way, because there's something about like the nervousness goes away the second you get your first laugh.
Yeah.
So when you're doing something new, you're not necessarily sure where the first laugh is going to be.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of like going, but if you're on autopilot and you get that first laugh, you're like, cool, I'm in the zone.
Yeah.
Because once you get that first laugh, it just like calms you down, and it's like it just tells your body and brain like, all right, you're in the zone.
Yeah.
Because all the way up until you grab that mic and you first punchline, it's still a little like, it's like the flight, you're fucking taking off. You hear the wheels and you're like, all right, we doing it there. And like the liftoff is the first joke because beforehand it's like bouncing and you're like, all right. And the new joke is like, if you do a new joke right out of the gate, sometimes you never take off, and then it's harder to dig yourself out of the hole because people remember the beginning and the end of your stand-up. The middle is where you can kind of toy around. Like I did some new shit last night and it did whatever, but I did it in the middle, and then I did my old shit and closed out with the shit I know that works. And fucking nobody was like, yeah, you were good. That middle shit was kind of weird, but like, so you throw it in the middle. But I think there's two types of like people who like, some people like they love bombing because they like in the moment
it fuels them up almost.
Yeah, in the moment they'll like break the fourth wall and they'll be like, okay, let's get real. You guys don't like this shit. So and then they just like get into like this like kind of rant mode. I just ignore it. Like if something flops, I just keep going.
Yeah.
I think just a bad habit is I mean I've probably done this a few times, definitely a few times, but like early on, if something doesn't work, you're like, oh, what, you don't like fucking blank jokes?
Yeah.
Don't blame the audience for not laughing.
No, unless you just gotta keep moving on, right?
Unless the audience is like literally like sitting in broken chairs and not getting served alcohol and they're like in a pissed off mood. But if they're like drunk, chilling at a club, like they're ready to laugh. Trust me.
Yeah.
Like your shit just didn't hit.
Yeah.
So I think bombing is good because it kind of resets the clock, you know, because you can come off from a high, whether you had a really good show or you did a really easy room. Like some clubs are just like they're like notorious for like you get up on stage and
You could literally say anything.
yeah,
People are gonna
you
be
sneeze and they're like this guy. Huh?
Yeah.
So it's refreshing in a sense because it brings you back to reality. Like, oh yeah, everybody has these nights.
Yeah.
You know. So it's I think bombing is like when the comedy gods are like, this dude is a little too cocky for us. Let's make him bomb in front of all of his friends and family at this nice ass club.
Yeah.
So I think that's God's way to read.
And you're taking note of this while you're on stage.
Oh yeah.
What's hitting, what's not.
Oh yeah. Dude, you feel him. It's comedy for me is like boxing. Like when you tell a joke and you get a laugh, that's like landing a hook. You're like, ooh. And then when it gets quiet, you just feel that, then you get hit. And you're like, shit, wow. I gotta keep going. There's still 10 minutes left in this fight. So that was like probably the best analogy I've ever had for anything. That's why I love doing podcasts, because you just talk.
You
and
just
you're
talk.
like,
It's just a very natural conversation,
Yeah.
man. You say things that you didn't think you knew, and
Right.
you're like, damn, actually, I kind of sound smart.
Right,
like,
I feel like I got a PhD or something.
yeah, what the hell? What do you think it takes to become one of the greats? Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock. I mean, what does it take in order to become a great comedian?
Shit, if I knew, I would be one.
Yeah,
but,
right.
But I think patience, time, and consistency really. It's hard to say because some guys like Chris Tucker, his Def Comedy Jam set is like one of my favorite sets where he does like this shit about like Michael Jackson and like I don't know if you've seen it, but it's hilarious. But I think sometimes it's kind of that same rap effect. Like you get a chance and you got to keep it burning. You got to keep it going.
Yeah.
But I think someone like Chappelle, and I mean Chappelle and Rock and like Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy did Raw. I can't remember if it was Raw or Delirious, one of his specials at like 22. So these opportunities do come young, but I think it's just being so unique that a note that I got from comedy early on was like, yeah, you made people laugh, but like, who are you? And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. And I got all offensive. Of course, it was a new comic. I was like, yeah, but I got laughs. But like, you want your jokes to be so written in your point of view that if somebody on the subway was like talking on the phone, you across the way would be like, yo, he's doing a Trevor Wallace bit. You know? So it's just, I think having such a unique voice, like Chappelle, all of his old specials have such like memorable jokes because they're so unique. So I think uniqueness makes you very special. And I think uniqueness and just patience, and it'll just slowly pay off.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, when Killing Him Softly, Chappelle's special came out in like 2002, I think maybe, people probably liked it, but it was one of those things that like, older you get and the more you look back on it, you're like, damn, this is
gets better. It gets better and better with time.
Like I'd say that, and then like Patrice O'Neal, he's got a special Elephant in the Room, rest in peace Patrice O'Neal. But like that's one of those specials. It's just like you just listen to, you're like, damn, this is like just.
I feel like you take it for granted when it comes out. You're like, oh, this is good, and then 3 years later, this was actually really good.
Right.
And a decade later, why didn't we give this guy more credit?
Yeah,
it's almost like why did it take us so long to recognize
I'd say
this?
so. So yeah, just kind of being true to yourself on stage, and just, I mean, it's hard for me to say because I haven't done that.
Yeah.
But like
you clearly have, you clearly know, I don't want to say you know exactly what you have to do, but you know, you're clearly in the path of going there. Like you said, when you graduated college, you knew this is what you wanted to do and it was very feasible. And now you're doing it. You're putting out content all the time on YouTube. You're doing shows.
Yeah.
Clearly you have some type of formula going.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's really it is, consistency, patience, and not getting jealous, which is hard. Jealousy is a fucking bitch in this town.
It is.
It is, because you'll be like best friends with somebody, and then they get booked on something, and then you're like,
see you later.
What with that? Or you're like, why the fuck did he get it?
Yeah.
But no, and you start breaking down statistics. You're like, how did he get on Conan? I've been doing stand up longer than him, and I had a better set than him at the Ice House 2 weeks ago, and
you're comparing yourself.
Yeah, and you just got to realize that like you're so different from that person, and your time will come type of deal. There's so many comics that probably watch my videos like, how the fuck did this idiot get 17 million views? So like there's jealousy all the way around. And when you learn to like, I feel like I need to be better at that, but just not being jealous. You know, you'll see your friends get bigger than you. You'll see whatever.
I think we always want more, man, which that is what scares me the most is we think we know what's the punchline or what's the, oh, this is the threshold. And once I get there, I'm good. and you get to that point. Now I want to compete to the next, and to the next, and to the next.
It's it's crazy because you're just getting like this, like it's like you don't even think about it. You just do it. It's like people are like, how do you do that every day? I'm like, I don't know. You just do it.
Yeah.
So
takes obviously a bit of discipline and sacrifices to
discipline
get to
and rewards is kind of what keeps it going, because you set these goals along the way. I want to do that. I want to have this many followers. I want to work with this guy. I want to perform at this stage. I want to tour with this person. And then you like do it, and then you get this little adrenaline rush, and then you're back down to normal. So you're like, you do it, and it's I don't even know what keeps going.
You just keep doing it.
Like somebody's like, what's the end game goal? I just want to make a career and a living off entertainment. The desk jobs are just so depressing for me. And just, you see all these people and I still got friends hit me up to go to Coachella, and I'm like, I'm down, but like,
what's the value? What are you, how is that going to take you to the next level?
God, somebody told me the other day that, I was talking to a comedian in a car, and she's like, oh yeah, people just go to those things just to suppress their actual, what they really want to do and look cool online. I was like, that is true. Because the people that work those jobs, they get off there on Friday and they just get shit-faced Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and they watch football and they go back. And I was like, I can't do that whole work, drink, work. Then it's just like this like hamster ball effect.
And you know what? I got that taste from college. I realized that, like I remember Sundays, that was miserable. The Sunday scaries of, damn, I'm hungover as hell. Now I got to do all this work for Monday, and then I have an exam and this. And that was such a minor scale that I realized that if I'm already hating this structure now, this is what I'm going to be walking into.
Yeah.
And that scared the living fuck out of me, dude, which is that whole, some people it works, right? Like some people it truly works. They like the structure and that. But like you said, I think a lot of people are scared to tell themselves or look themselves in the mirror. I actually hate this, but I'm gonna go to Coachella this weekend because it's gonna delay that.
Yeah.
And then next weekend I'm gonna go to Vegas, and then the week after that, and just keep pushing it.
Many, because like I was like one of the only guys in my fraternity that was like, oh, my minor's theater and I do film. They're like, okay, yeah, we all do accounting and business. And those are the same guys. Like I just got a friend who bought a fucking Tesla. I'm like, why do you need a Tesla? And he was on the phone with me. He's like, bro, every girl thinks it's my parents' car, LOL. And I was like, no, that's not a good sign.
That's not a good sign.
That means that you don't fit the role of that.
Yeah.
Like, and they just buy all this shit. And I was like, I don't know. I just couldn't. Like, one of the most depressing things, both my roommates are accountants. So I pretty much get to hear their terrifying stories. And he said he was in a meeting one day and a guy walked in and somebody, the CEO introduced the guy and he goes, this is so-and-so. He's been here for 37 years. And the guy goes, has it really been that long? Jesus Christ, I guess your life just passes away. And I was like, that's fucking sad. I don't ever want to be in a position where I'm like, wow, that was my life. You know, like 37 years is a long time. It's also your life.
Yeah.
So, like,
that scares me, man.
And do you like Gary Vee? Do you like his stuff?
Bro,
I feel like you either love him or hate him.
I am the Gary Vee huge fan. I had his art director on the podcast, Tyler
really?
Babin, episode 50. We did it at VaynerMedia in New York City.
Oh, shit.
It was, unreal. I'm a huge Gary Vee fan.
I'm all on board for him, dude.
100%.
Anyone that thinks he's corny are the same people that work the same fucking trash-ass AutoZone jobs.
It's either they love him or they hate him.
Yeah.
And I think the best thing that he's good at is just calling it how it is and calling the truth.
Yeah.
And bringing light to the things of the conversations that people don't want to have and the truthness. And that's why I love him.
But one of the things that like stuck with me the most, he's like, if you want inspiration or motivation, go to a hospital or retirement home and ask the old people their regrets.
Yeah.
And all the regrets are going to be, I wish I chased my dream. I wish I did that.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't ever want to look back and be like, I wish that. And guarantee, no matter how far entertainment takes me, whether it be just enough to make a career out of it or fucking huge, I don't ever want to look back and be like, you know what? I'm so bummed I didn't go into finance.
Yeah.
Because that's not, like, the life I live is normal to me, but other people look at it, they're like, yo, that's fine. Dude, it looks like you're crushing. I'm like, am I? I don't know. This is just normal for me.
Yeah.
So I don't ever want to have like regrets on like looking back and be like, damn, I should have gone for that comedy thing.
And I mean, I think what's different, you're coming from San Jose. I've never been up there, but I would imagine there's maybe there isn't that entertainment type world, but coming from Boston is a great example of people like, you do a podcast. Like, what do you mean? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
You come out here and I bump into people that are like, oh, you do a podcast? Oh,
Yeah.
cool. I do this show. I run that. And it's that competitive nature that
it's exactly.
I'm like, do I put up a shield and not, I don't want to come off as somebody that is like, oh yeah, I'm the best podcaster, because out here, this is like the bubble, right? This is where everybody's doing the same thing. And then you take yourself out of this environment, and that's when you realize, damn, like what's normal to me is actually what seems like the peak of the dream to other people.
Yeah.
But we get so caught up in just chasing, upload, posting, doing a show, doing that we don't have a chance to just step back and be like, damn.
Yeah, and when you do step back, you're like, okay,
oh shit, this ain't
like,
so bad.
2017 was like a real good year for me. I was really happy, and I kind of like didn't realize until like the end of January, like a month after into 2018, I was like, damn, I really
you crushed it.
Did some cool shit, you know?
Yeah.
So I mean, and that's just how it is. Like, is just looking at it from a point back and be like, it's good, and it's good to you don't ever want to be like, I've done it. I have gone viral. I have performed with these people.
Yeah.
Like, because that's you're putting a top on it.
Yeah.
So it's good to look at it, look back on it, reflect, and then be like, cool, moving on.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like you got to be savage on yourself. You got to be like, cool, pat yourself on the back now, get the fuck
Keep
back
going.
out there.
You
know?
have to. You can't sit on it and
so,
think about it too much. Is there like a big either a big goal that you have by the end of 2018 or something you want to see happen maybe in the next 2 to 3 years?
Yeah.
Like, are you trying to? Is there like a certain show? Do you want to? What's in the back of your mind that keeps you moving?
It's kind of funny. I have a few goals, a few bigger ones. I mean, obviously, like the sub count on followers is something.
Of course, that's always going to be important.
But that's always going to be there.
It's always going to be growing.
That's always. But like, for some reason, I really want to do a show with Dane Cook. Now, a lot of people don't like Dane Cook.
I'm a big fan.
But Dane Cook is like that's more for my childhood me that wants to perform with him.
Oh my God.
Because he was like one of the first comics that I remember downloading off LimeWire, putting it on my iPod Nano, and listening to it in the back of car rides on road trips.
Wow.
And that was like, so, and I have a lot of friends that are like either on shows with him or he does like, he's on a weekly show every Wednesday in like Hollywood.
Damn.
And like,
I haven't heard that name in a long time, man.
He's still around, but like, it's one of those things that's just like, if I went back and told young Trevor, like, hey, you're listening to my iPod, 10, 15 years, you're going to be performing with him, I'd fucking lose it. So I'm doing it for the younger me.
Yeah.
So it's just like one of those things. It's just like,
you want to do it.
I mean, he's another one of those guys that just has like some of those timeless bits that like his car alarm bit, his Snickers bit.
Huge fan of the B&E one.
Yeah. The Burger King one too. So like that is just like, I have friends that have performed with him. And so I feel like I'm getting closer and closer. And it's not like after I did it, I would just like, it would just be one of those things where I just walk out of the club being like, that's fucking pretty neat.
Yeah.
So perform with him, which would just be, just for myself pretty much. It's not like a club owner would be like, oh, we just performed with Dane Cook.
Yeah.
So
you're going to pat yourself on the back if you can make it happen.
I want to get on a TV show or something. Like,
you've done some like MTV, some stuff like that before.
So I've had a funny story of like TV stuff. But I just want to get like on like a written show, just like a real small part or whatever. And so I've been on a few shows. 2 of them got canceled. It's like, bro, I was devastated. The first,
I bet.
The first,
I'm laughing because it's just the way you say it, but
no, but now I've come to realize that like something crazy like 50 or 60% of the shit that gets shot never airs. I thought once they click record and they edit it,
you're a star.
That's what I thought. So the first thing I did was 2 years ago, I was on this game show on MTV called the Almost Impossible Game Show. And it's like Wipeout, but douchier. Like, imagine if Wipeout was created by a bunch of frat guys. And they're just like, dude, we should have these people run down a hill with bacon grease. And so it was like crazy. It was like Wipeout, shit like that. I was on episode 11. It got canceled on episode 2. After 2 episodes, they're just like, meh.
Wow.
So that got canceled. I got a day rate of like $220. Just got my ass beat. I'm pretty sure I still have scars on my feet. Because I had to run on one of the things. It was fucked up. Because like, one of the tasks, I had to run on a life-size treadmill. I would say about as wide as a bed. And you had to run on a life-size treadmill while you balanced a ball that was in a pie tray. So very thin rim. And you had to run and jump on it and stay on it for like 10 seconds without the ball falling off. I ate shit every fucking time. I was like,
they should be giving you a bonus for the amount of damage you were taking to your body.
And like you could hear the producers laughing at you, and they would have a producer talking shit to you just to fuel you up.
Yeah.
Because they would look at how you submitted and they'd be like, oh, Trevor, easily gets mad. Okay. Then they would whisper in the producer's ear and they'd be like, hey, wow, you can't even keep a ball on your head? And
they'd feel you up.
And there was other people on the show that were just like, fuck you. Just like, because that's their job as a producer on shows like that is to get people mad.
Yeah.
Because that's what gets the views. It's
a dog-eat-dog world out there.
Oh,
huh?
yeah, dude. It was bad. I'm almost glad it got canceled. But, when you're so new, you're like, oh, my God, a TV credit. Cool.
Yeah.
And then so I did that. And then I did the show called Laughs, which was on Fox. And then they didn't air my set. So, but they sent me all the footage. So I edited it myself.
And they allowed you to put it up if you wanted to.
So the funny thing is like they had like a midnight slot on Fridays. I just wanted to do it for the credit.
Of course.
That way, this next comic was on Fox. Yeah. Man, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I just wanted it to do it for that. And then they didn't air. They aired everyone on the special but me. I hosted the show, so I was the first comic. But I thought like there was definitely a minute that you could have taken out of that for like whatever purpose. They just didn't air anything. And they just never wrote back to me.
Come on.
And then like 6 months later, they sent me all the footage. And I was like, all right. So I edited that footage and put it on my YouTube. And that's the video I put right before I did the Zoomies one. So that video it was one of those things where it came full circle. So that video has like 80,000 views. And now when I submit to a club, they're like, oh shit, who is this guy?
Yeah.
So
it worked out in your favor.
My YouTube probably gets more views than their whole channel. So I was like, fuck yeah.
You didn't want to put up my content.
So that's what was like funny. And that's like, I don't know if you're like big in karma. I feel like I'm like halfway back.
I'm big. I'm big on karma, energy. Things happen for a reason.
Exactly. So I think that's one of the things where it's like, yeah, they didn't air it, but you got 80,000 people. So when you submit this tape, people are like, oh.
You're the real deal.
Yeah.
Trevor, we need to get
so
him
I was
inside.
like, yeah, take your little show. Because if they would have put me on the episode, I wouldn't have ever edited it. So I think a lot of shit happens for a reason. I think that was one of them where I was just like, whatever. I don't need you guys.
Nah,
classic.
They're going to come calling back to you be like, yo, can you do a special for us?
Dude, honestly, I would for sure do it. Yeah. But like this was like a year and a half or 2 years ago. And like all my material is like much different now. But I was just like, I was so stoked. I posted it on like my Instagram that night. They had this giant like backdrop said Laughs on Fox. And I was like,
the great backdrop.
Yeah, I took a picture. I was like, catch me on this season. I was like, fuck yeah. And then they just did. I was like, dude. I felt like I just got catfished hard.
The rug pulled out from underneath you.
And then I was on MTV2. That one actually aired. That one was cool. That was a sketch comedy show. So that was cool. I was on a few episodes of that. But that one actually aired. But
that's gotta feel so cool, like seeing yourself. I don't care even if it's for 5 seconds on a TV show. That's
it was
gotta
funny
be so
because I don't have
dope.
cable in my apartment, so I drove to my parents' house to watch it, and I was like, "Dad, take a picture."
Did they love it? They loved it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's some like sentimental shit that they're gonna be like, "Oh my god, remember when you had your first show?" So like, I was like posing next to the picture. I was like, "Dad, no, take more, take more, take more."
Pause this.
So yeah, that was pretty neat to finally see that. But that was also a good lesson because if you're first, like you said, first time you get on TV, you're spoiled.
Yeah.
So it's good to
you want it to keep growing. You want it to keep getting bigger.
To be like, oh yeah, we filmed a commercial with you. It's not gonna air, and you got to just take it and be
Thank
like,
you.
All right, cool.
We'll keep it
going
moving.
on. Yeah, because if you take it too personal, you can be like, well, I was acting. I did fine.
Goes back to just like you said. You just keep moving. You don't sit there
That's
and dwell
all this
about
fucking
it.
town is about. Is just take a hit, good or bad, keep moving.
Yeah.
So I think that was like something that was like nice in the long run.
What's been one of the biggest challenges you've had in probably the last 6-12 months that you've had to overcome? Anything major?
Time is fucking hard. Time and being, what's the word? Not faithful, but keeping relationships.
Yeah.
Because that's such a big part is like I have some college friends that live out here and they're like, hey, we're going to the bungalow on Saturday. We're doing this. And I'm like, I can't. I got to show it tonight. This and that. And I don't want to seem like I'm ever like curving them or be like, I don't have time for you guys. But like, I really don't. Yeah. And I don't want to ever come off as like a douchebag. If I text you back 2 days later, I'm not trying to act cool. I'm literally just like, oh shit, I forgot.
You're in your zone. You got to do what you got to do.
So time and like even this week, I was like, okay, cool. I got this show on Wednesday. Tuesday, I'm gonna be out here doing that. Okay, I'm filming Friday. Okay, got a show Saturday. Okay, going to show Sunday. And like the week just creeps up on you, and then you're just like, you just get. Yeah. Then you got to pick like, fuck, well, now I can't do that, but I still got to do this. Yeah. So time and just remembering to have fun. That's really it. Yeah. Because without fun, you don't get experiences. Without experiences, you're not, if you do open mics every night, like you're around the same people and you just kind of regurgitate the same shit. But it's like, every Tuesday I go fly kites. You're going to have a funny ass perspective on kites. So it's remembering to do new stuff, get new experiences, that's why I like going. I love traveling, and I was in Chicago a couple of months ago. I just like just the simplest shit, just riding bikes around with my friend in Chicago, eating pizza, getting drunk. I was like, this is great. And I was jotting down notes. Yeah. So just remembering to have fun and time. It's time management. It's hard, but
especially when all you want to do is work.
Yeah.
You know, because you know if you're not going to this show tonight, there's somebody else.
Dude, I get the worst.
I get anxiety, and I don't know. I'm the same. When you were just talking about is the exact same mental issues that I go through of just. Should I be going out tonight? Everybody's going here. No, I should probably go work. Or should I go to this event? I should probably do this.
Yeah.
It's a tough balance, but I think the majority is you really have to stick to the 90% you got to say no to, and maybe 10%. Like,
I'll put a calendar day. I'll be like, hey, I'll go out this Saturday because I'm not doing anything that Sunday. Yeah. I'll like make it known.
Yeah.
So I think the last time I got drunk was a couple months ago, just because I'm like,
I got to keep moving forward.
Like, I'll go out and have some drinks, but it's the hangovers that fuck me up because I'm lazy. I don't do shit.
The whole day's
I'm
gone. The whole next day's gone.
Yeah, and I don't know why, but my friends always suddenly get super successful on the days I'm hungover. Just book this, just book this, just done that. And I'm laying in my bed with it's like 2 p.m. and I got a bag of hot Cheetos next to me. Then I'm like, of course he did. Oh, fucking course. And then I'll like try to go to the gym and run it off, and
it doesn't help.
So like it's just like it's the hangovers that fuck me up. Yeah. And you get in your head and you're like,
I probably shouldn't have done this. I regret it. Not gonna let it happen again.
So
what's important in your day-to-day routine? Is there any musts?
I want to be better at this too. I was just I just took a road trip, car trip.
Same thing.
With a comic, and she was like, every day I meditate 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes at night. Mm-hmm. And like I would love to do something like that, but I probably need to because I literally wake up like run and gun. Let's go. Wake up. I'm running late. Cool. Let's go. Nighttime, 2 a.m. Shit, I need to go to bed.
Yeah.
So if I could somehow find some structure, I do like working out, but I got to like find time in the week to do it. I'll go on like Saturdays and, middle of the day.
It's not a high priority.
Yeah, but like some people like every morning I go to the gym, do this and that. My kind of structure is just kind of what do I got going on at night.
Yeah.
Type of deal.
I'm definitely on a day. I would say almost daily, probably 6 days of the week for sure. The gym, that's a must.
It's just
meditating
is
a must. Yeah. Mental and physical health. I try to preach a lot just because I think it doesn't matter what you're trying to do. You're not going to be able to be successful in anything unless you can control who you are, the body, where your mind is, having that patience. Because I think meditating teaches a lot of patience. I think it also teaches you to kind of just take it back, take it easy. It's baby steps. I think it indirectly teaches you to just relax. And that's where it's helped me a lot because I'm the same way. I'm the run and gun, get up, work until the late night, go to sleep, wake up early, get back to work. I'll literally wake up and within 5 minutes of my eyes opening, be already at my laptop editing something. So I totally get where you're coming from, but I'm definitely a big preacher on mental and physical health is going to help you take your thing to the next level.
I do want to like, they were TM. Are you familiar with that, or just something temperamental? I don't meditate. I don't know. Translucent meditation. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I'm not like. I use the app. I use the app and it helps me.
Yeah, but I do want to get on something like that just so I can be like, oh, okay, cool. Like today, start off, do this, that. I feel like it's helped to refresh, but like I don't really have like a daily routine.
Yeah.
But I feel like those do help.
Yeah.
Just to kind of balance everything out.
Absolutely.
Dive into it.
This is when I reverse the role. Actually, I want to ask you one more question before I get into the kind of closing. Yeah, we're doing great on time.
Sweet.
As long as you're good, we're good.
Right.
What do you think your true purpose is? It's a big one I ask my guests.
True purpose. Ugh. I think my true purpose is... man, there's a lot of different angles on this question. Mm-hmm. And if I was writing like a paper for like an SAT, I would have fucking 3 strong ass paragraphs.
You'd be going ham. Right?
Yeah, because I mean, you always do the paragraphs. Because I feel like there's 2 different sides of me. One of my purpose is to help people with anything they're going through, laugh it out. Like, I don't know if you saw this, but the other day somebody wrote to me on Instagram and said they were feeling suicidal and they were literally going to kill themselves. I don't ever want to do this to bullshit or for like any clout or anything. But like somebody messaged me and said they were 100% like thinking about killing themselves. They put on one of my videos and they ended up watching an hour of my stuff. And I got that message in the morning. And I was like, I'm not even ready for like I read that and I was like shocked. So like the fact that like a video I made on my phone just bullshitting has so much more behind it than just a video is like kind of crazy because people identify with you and and they just like you, and I make people smile, and that's what really. To make people smile. I guess that's because I read that message and I was like, damn, this is real. Like I might think like anytime anyone tries to clown on me, dude, this guy's 25 in a store. How embarrassing. It's like, bro, do you see this message I just got? Like, what have you done? You know, and I'm not saying that like I could write off a tax because of that, but like very few people in the world get messages like that. And I was like, wow, that's like pretty dope that like,
you're having a greater impact.
Yeah.
Than just making you're enjoying making these videos, right? Yeah. You enjoy putting out this content, but you're making people smile for I can't even imagine that, you know? Like I've never gotten anything to that scale, but I've recently got an email from somebody from Malaysia that said, "Hey, I love your content, love your energy. It just picks me up, it gives me energy." And that was awesome. But then when you talk about something to that scale, when you're literally impacting somebody's life, that is
right. That happened to me.
That's heavy.
Yeah. That when I was doing stand up in the Bay Area too, a guy came up to me after a show and said, my wife recently passed away. I hadn't been out of my house in 2 weeks. My friends were like, "Hey, come to this comedy show to help you out, just cheer you up." And one of your set made me laugh for the first time in weeks. And I like, this is face to face. And I was like, dude, I'm fucking tearing up. Yeah. And I was like, that's great. Like the fact that laughter, you know, people, laughter's medicine. And it might sound corny. Like if it's on a t-shirt, it's corny. But like this shit is real. And the fact that like whenever things are fucked up or bad, you look to certain people.
100%.
There's certain people that you look to when you're like, fuck, I just need a good laugh. And then you look at their stuff. So if I could be people's go-to where they're like, man, today fucking sucked. Whatever, because like I said, we live these different lives, and this is like whatever I do day to day, I think is normal. But the people that work truck drivers, they're fucking by themselves, traveling across the country. The fact that they can pull up YouTube and get a laugh, that's it. Yeah. That's the fucking icing on the cake. If a lonely ass person can find comfort in another person, that's like
you're doing something, man.
Something.
That is something that's real powerful.
So yeah. But that's really it. I think that's what my purpose is, and kind of just have a unique voice and try to keep it going.
You got a unique voice, man. Like I said, not to toot your own horn, but your content is good and clearly. I don't even want to call it good or great or amazing, but I was laughing, and I'm sure there's a lot of people, and obviously you're building your own following and subscribers and Instagram, and it's clearly working. So I mean, it's just that consistency. Before I get into closing questions, this is my reverse the role. I allow my guests to ask me any one question. It could be about something you want to know about me. It could be about something we talked about today. There's only 2 rules. One, it can't be a question that I asked you today. Okay. Secondly, it can't be directly about the podcast, because I've answered a lot about like why'd you start it and where do you want it to go. So it can't be a question I asked you today and not about the podcast. Anything you want to know. Can be really anything, to be honest with you.
That's kind of about. Have you answered who's your dream guest on here? Have you answered that?
Yeah, just recently.
Damn.
Yeah. It was Drama. He does a similar podcast.
Oh, dude, I just met him recently. He's fucking the man.
Yeah,
dude.
He probably one of the top. I mean, Gary Vee's also top one, like Lewis Howes, but I think Drama, because he's doing exact. Yeah. He's doing something very similar. That's capturing dope, amazing stories of passionate people. Yeah. And he's like the one I'm reaching for, that I know one day it'll happen. It's a matter of time. But
that guy likes my Instagram pictures, so maybe if I post a picture here, then he'll somehow he'll know who you are just if I post a picture. Yeah. So
we'll see. Let's see where it goes. So I've answered that one. If you got another one though,
what scares you the most in life?
You nailed it earlier. Is regret. That is exactly what fuels me. It's just that. I watch a lot of interviews because, one, I enjoy the hell out of them, and two, I learn, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm learning how to communicate with people and how to get my delivery better. And it's crazy that I can study something that I love, and that I think that's the whole point of anybody that's listening, is find something that you enjoy watching or doing. But I've just realized that people, man, the people that are successful are the ones that chased the thing that scared them the most, right? That scared them, that because there was no guarantee of being successful. And like, once again, Gary Vee always says, it's like, if I told you were going to be successful with this in 5 years, you'd put your head down and you'd do everything you need to do to get there. Well, act as if I told you that, and you have to do it. Yeah. And I just don't want to wake up one day and look back on my life and think, should I have done that? it's not even just a podcast. It's just life decisions. And a tough one is coming down to situations like that where all my friends are going to this event or I could work tonight. Am I going to regret that, you know?
Yeah.
And that first world problems, you know, with all the negativity and other things happening in this world, I have nothing to complain about. So I want to make sure people realize that who am I to say with what's happening currently in this world and stuff like that happens. But the whole thing is that I just want to be able to not look back and regret not going for a podcast, not shooting a vlog, or just not throwing myself out there. And I think what's super dope is the podcast almost gave me permission to start throwing myself out there, you know, and just maybe one day I'll try acting. One day I'll try a TV show. I'm not against it anymore. And that launching this, it showed me. It showed me you can do anything you want. You just got to be willing to throw yourself out there.
And once you do, it kind of clicks. You throw yourself out there and you don't know what you're doing. You bump, you hit this, and you kind of just, oh shit, I'm flying. We're doing it. You know, so it's a rocky up, start, but it's as long as you're doing it. And that's I had so many questions earlier coming up. Like I think right as I moved to LA, I think I emailed a bunch of YouTubers, guys that have probably seen my shit. I emailed them like 2 or 3 years ago, like 3 years ago. I was like, hey man, would love to just get lunch. I'll pay for it. I would just love to, I hate the phrase pick your brain. I'd love to just chat to you and just see what you did. But like now I get emails like that and I'm like,
time.
Because I would rather that, but also like there's no right way to do it. You got to figure out for yourself. Yeah. So like I'm sure every podcast is learning something new, but I can't give you advice on how to get where I am because I took such a different route than everyone. Yeah. So it's like everyone should experience the grind,
the journey of it.
Yeah. So you don't want like any shortcuts. So kind of just go in for it, and all the shit will just happen along the way when you least expect it. Yeah. Even when I got that call to do the laughs, didn't even the show on Fox got canceled, but I submitted not expecting anything. Yeah. And I just submitted, then like 2 days later heard from him. And I was like, oh shit. Like you just experience it as you go. So that's the only answer. And I think the best thing to learn is that you will learn as you go. Yeah. Just to like trust the journey is kind of like a good way to summarize it, because I mean it will happen. It's just
you just got to take what it comes.
It's just hard because you're swinging in a dark room, but eventually you're gonna hit the pinata. You're gonna fucking miss.
That is a great way to look at it.
But like after time, you've done it all, and then boom, you hit it. Yeah. So it's you find where it is. But a lot of people want the now. Yeah. How'd you go viral? Dude, I get so many people like that message me, hey, how do you make viral videos? I'm like, fam, it's not.
I know.
There's no how to. It's like you just
have to figure it out.
It's all up here. So I would much rather somebody ask for like specific advice. Hey, I noticed when you edit, when you do that,
a direct question.
Yeah.
Not just a general, not I want the answer.
Not how do I go viral? How do I have this idea and this pitch. Should I do this order or should I edit that? Yeah. Like I want that. I want somebody who's like working towards it. Yeah. And you see that, and then they get succcesuple.
Yeah. You feel like you played a little key into their life, and you can tell that they're clearly like in it and doing it.
Exactly.
I totally get that. Dope, man. So closing questions for you. I want you to imagine there's a picture frame on the wall right next to you. 10 years from now, you're in that picture frame. What and who else do we see in that picture?
Oh shit.
10 years from now.
10 years from now. But the picture's current, or the picture's gonna be in 10 years?
Could be in 10 years. Yep. So where's this picture taken? It's you in 10 years. So you're 35. What's around Trevor?
Oh, okay. 35.
What's around Trevor?
It's gonna be me. Hopefully my wife. Mm-hmm. I've always wanted a what are the unlimited pools? You ever seen the ones where there's no infinity pools? Where like it doesn't drop off.
It doesn't drop off.
So I want one of those, kind of in like the hills of Hollywood. Not like I don't even want like a big ass house. I just want like a cozy, dope like spot.
Great view.
That, and I just want some of my like good friends around. I want a limitless pool. Yeah. And just like I want people to look at my backyard and be like, "Yo, he's having fun." Yeah. I don't need a big house. I just want like a cool place that like I've always wanted. Just like the pool, the friends, good view,
Good time.
Just a random ass statue in the back. Statues are such a flex. Nobody has that. Like, it's such.
How about a statue of yourself?
That's what I'm saying. But like, if you go to somebody's house and they got a statue, you're like, oh shit, I didn't know you had statue kind of money.
Yeah.
So if a statue would be in the picture and just hanging out laughing, just a statue.
Yo, I love it. I absolutely love it. Where can people find you on social media if they don't already follow you?
Just got the full name on Instagram.
Let's go.
Just got it from some kid, paid him $50. Had to Venmo his mom to get it. So my Instagram for since 2012 was Trev Wall. That's what my Twitter is if you want to follow, shout out.
Yeah.
But Trevor Wallace was taken for a long ass time. Then last week I searched for it. And then it was somebody who had 0 posts. And I was like, what? But he was following people and he had followers, but 0 posts. So I DM'd him. I was like, yo, on the Super Bowl, I DM'd him. I was a little bit drunk. I was like, yo, let me buy the account cash. Like straight mob message. Yeah. Let me buy it cash tonight. Messaged me back the next day. He's like, how much? And I was just like, I don't know, 50. And he's like, sure. So it turns out and then I was like, yeah, how do you want to do this? He's like, do you have Venmo? I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay, I got to use my mom's Venmo. I'll let you know when I'm out of school. So
this kid's in high school and he says like $50. I got a new video game.
Exactly. Mom, exactly.
That's it.
And that's what I'm saying.
That worked to your benefit that he's not,
Well, and I would rather get it now because let's say he saw that I had like 1 million followers. He'd be like, oh, I can finesse, get some money. Yeah. So I was like, dude, $50 to some kid.
I'm down. Take it.
So I literally Venmo'd his mom. He changed the account and then I changed it real quick. And then I got my old username on lock too. That when people go to my old username, it directs me to the new one.
Wow.
So it was dope. I was stoked. I was like,
$50, let's go.
Right. But like, it's so easier now to get it than if you got like 1 million followers and you got to hit this guy up. You're already verified. Yo, let me get that. He's going to be like,
yeah, they already know.
Okay,
he's going to know. He's going to know you made out of money.
Yeah. So Instagram, Trevor Wallace, full name. And then Facebook is Trevor Wallace Comedy. I could probably drop the comedy part. I think.
But everywhere. Wherever people can find it. I mean, it's on, you're saying Trevor Wallace Comedy is the Facebook?
Yeah, that's Facebook. I could probably take off comedy though eventually. I got to make that the
just
chop.
His name, just Trevor Wallace.
Yeah.
YouTube, right?
Yeah, YouTube is just Trevor Wallace.
Yep.
Yeah, people should be able to find me.
Yeah.
But some people are like, why don't you have a Twitter or Snapchat? I'm like, have you searched? It's there.
Yeah.
Like, just type my name.
Yeah.
But yeah, all that Trevor Wallace.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Before I ask the final question, I want to say thank you for coming in today.
Of course.
I appreciate you taking time out of your day. Like we just talked about time and figuring out what's worth my time, what's not. And, even you just coming here today, I really appreciate it. And I'm stoked to have you part of this journey because I've only had maybe 2 other people in the comedy world. This has been something completely different. And it's really dope. And people, Instagram DM is how we met. I slid into his DM.
Yeah.
Take advantage of the world we live in. Learn how to communicate.
Exactly.
Don't send a book to somebody. Be very straightforward about what you do and what you
Here's
need.
what I do. Here's what I can do for you.
Exactly. So
exactly.
That's been great. So thank you. Last question for you. What 2 to 3 pieces of advice would you give to somebody that's listening, not sure what their passion is, not sure what their purpose is, they're trying things out maybe, they don't know what they're supposed to do? What's the best 2 to 3 pieces of advice you'd give to them?
Damn. Because if it was like comedy related, I feel like I would have good advice. But like lucky enough, like I kind of just tried. Like I was terrible at sports. Like through all high school, I was so uncoordinated, and just like when I tried comedy, it's just like I did it for the first time. I was like, damn, I got laughs. I was like sick. And then I kind of stumbled across it. So I would say advice is do something you're scared of because you might love it.
Yeah.
Because I would have never done comedy at 17. If like I didn't see if I would have never done that, who knows if I would ever be doing this, you know? But I think I took a step at something I was interested in. So take a step in something you're interested in, I think, because that's where you'll find out about yourself. And I mean, even if you don't like it, fuck it, go on. You wasted $50 on a golfing lesson. All right? Maybe you're the best golfer ever. You just don't know. So I think advice would just be invest in yourself. And if there's ever something you thought, oh, that looks cool, go for it. You know, and you're gonna suck obviously at first time at whatever you do. So if there's a class, take it, but just know that you can get better. Like, you know, it's not like if you suck at golf, you're not gonna get better. Like you probably will.
Gotta stay consistent with it.
Yeah, as long as you stay consistent on whatever you want to do. But it's hard. It's weird because I kind of just stumbled across comedy. Like I was always that kid. Like I dressed up as Elvis as a kid for Halloween.
Yeah.
Like I always had like an entertainment bug. And even in like 5th grade, I wrote like on like a show and tell card, or it might have been I think it was third grade. I wrote like, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I wrote comedian. I don't remember writing it, but my mom sent me a picture. So I've always had that kind of bug. So for me, I feel like I was fortunate enough to find out my passion young.
Yeah.
But some people don't find out until like 30. So, you know, I'd say patience and invest in yourself are two kind of things.
Dope. Trevor Wallace, thank you for coming on the podcast, my man.
Thank you so much.
We'll catch you guys next time.